online letter. Okay, let's start with the first one. Okay, so 5 years ago, Stephen was 8 times as old as Jason. In 3 years' time, Stephen will be twice as old as Jason. How old are Stephen and Jason now? Give your answer in years and months. So sometimes the question looks like, wow, so many information, and you don't know where to start. Okay, so the trick is you have to assign one of the unknown to be X. Since you have quite a number of information, you can say, okay, I'm going to let Stephen age be X. Let Jason age be Y, you know. So you always start off with let Stephen's age be X. Therefore, my Jason age be Y. Of course, you want to let Jason be X and then Stephen be Y also can, no problem. Just need to, after you decide who's going to be X, who's going to be Y, when you form the equation, just form it accordingly. Okay, so then they say, okay, 5 years ago, Stephen was 8 times as old as Jason. So, see, this is, X and Y is present age. Take note, this is present age. Present age, that means the age now. So, if it's 5 years ago, Stephen was 8 times. So, I will say, Stephen will be X. Okay, let me write, because I need more space. So, it will be X minus 5. So, Stephen 5 years ago will be X minus 5, okay? And then Jason also will be 5 years ago, so it will be Y minus 5. So, how do I form the equation? So, you know that this one is 8 units. So, usually what I do is, you see, at the top here, this is 8 unit, and you know this is 1 unit. Correct? Because 8 times and 1 time. So, this is 8 unit, this is 1 unit. So, in order to form the equation, all I need to do is I divide by 8, I get 1 unit. This one, just divide by 1, it's just 1 unit. So, actually now both sides is 1 unit. Then, you can finally put the equal. Okay? That's how you how you form the first equation. So, what I'm going to do is cross multiply, because both sides already single fraction. So, I will have X minus 5 times 1 equals to 8Y minus 5. Okay? Rainbow, so X minus 5 equals to 8Y minus 40. So, I'm going to throw everything to the left hand side. The X and Y to the left hand side. Number to the right hand side. I will have X minus 8Y yes, Minecraft, you see when I cross multiply, I also get times 8. So, X minus 8Y will be equals to minus 40 plus 5. So, I get X minus 8Y equals to minus 35. So, I can say, since this one I got 1X, right? I'm going to let X to be the subject. So, X equals to 8Y minus 35. So, this I can let it be equation 1. Okay? So, now, let's take a look at, do I have a second information? So over here, they give me a second information. They say, okay, in 3 years' time, Stephen will be twice as old as Jason. So I also can do the same thing. So 3 years' time means that Stephen will be X plus 3. Okay, Jason will be Y plus 3. Same thing, Stephen is twice, right? That means Stephen is 2 unit. And Jason is 1 unit. So in order to make them equal, so the Stephen age must divide by 2. Okay, so Jason just over 1 and just put equal. Okay, so once I have that, I do the same thing, cross multiply. So X plus 3 is equals to 2Y plus 3. So it will be X plus 3 equals to 2Y plus 6. Okay, so I have X minus 2Y equals to 6 minus 3. X minus 2Y equals to 3, equation 2. And because my equation 1, I already made X a subject. So I'm going to sub that into equation 2. So I'm going to sub 1 into 2. Okay? Then I say, okay, I replace my X, so it will be 8Y minus 35 minus 2Y equals to 3. Okay? So 8Y minus 2Y will be 6Y equals to 3 plus 35. So see here, 6y equals to 38. Y is equals to 38 over 6, which will be 6 1/3. So remember this one is years old. Good. This is remember this is hi, I am ZT2. Sorry for previously, I don't know why my moderator blocked you. So it could be something that you say that maybe they accidentally thought that you are trying to disturb. Because too many students sometimes just put in the chat. So it's not easy to be moderator. I was once a moderator for another friend on the TikTok live. I tell you, it's so not easy, you know. So not easy. 6y is here, 8y minus 2y is 6y. Okay, so pardon for my moderator, maybe they accidentally block you. Okay, so minus this one bring over, so it's 35. So now the thing is, why I got so many equal? Then they want years and months. So of course 6 means it's 6 years. How about the month? The month actually what you need to do is 1 year you must know is 12 months. So actually I take 1/3 times 12 months, it is 4 months. So in other words, this represents 6 years, 4 months. Understand? Okay, let's find out what's my x. My x is 8y minus 35. Okay? And that will give us, what's my answer x? 15 2/3. And again, my 2/3, I will multiply by 12. So it will be 8 months. Okay? So then after that, sorry, a bit no space. So after that, you will say, okay, so therefore, Jason is 6 years. Yes, Jason is 6 years, 4 months. Stephen is 15 years, 8 months. Okay, so that will be the answer. So this one is the tough part is what do I say? Forming the equation. When they say 8 times 3 times 4 times. So actually the easier way is I mean if Minecraft you can always sum 8 straight away, but some people cannot see it. So what you do is you go and put like, okay, just now I put here 8 unit, here 1 unit. So I want to make both sides 1 unit. That's why the 8 unit side will just divide by 8. So then after you cross multiply, it will become the smaller side times 8. It's the same thing. So after I form the two equations, do the simultaneous, and then I find the answer. And then students stuck and 1/3 then they panic. 2/3 then they panic. But in this question, they know that they say that years and months. So you need to know how to convert. Don't tell me 1/3 month. No such thing as 1/3 month. 1/3 year. So 1 year got 12 months. So you need to just take 1/3 times 12, so you get 4 months. Okay? 2/3 times 12, so you get 8 months. That's how you put it in years and months. Understand? Okay? So that is for question 1. Okay, now let's take a look at question 2. Okay, I'm going to fold the paper. Okay, so now this one, the ratio of two numbers is 3/4, the ratio. So it says 7 times the smaller number is 17 more than 5 times the larger number. Find the two numbers. So same thing, what I'm going to do is, since I have two numbers, okay, so I can say I'm going to let the larger number, larger number be x. Okay, so therefore the smaller number be y. Likewise, you want to let the larger number be y or the smaller number be x, also the same thing. I just form the equation accordingly. Okay, so now try not to say let the number be x and y. Okay, you have to decide which one is the larger number, which one is the smaller number. Then it will be easier for you to follow. So now they say the ratio of the two numbers is 3:4. It means that, okay, now I put x here, I put y here. So smaller number is definitely the 3 unit. So my x is the larger number, right? So you know this is the 4 unit and you know this is the 3 unit. Okay, so to form the equation, what do I do? Okay, same thing, I divide by 4 to get 1 unit, divide by 3 to get 1 unit. And then I say, okay, now they are equal. So it become an equation. Then all you need to do is cross multiply. So that means 3x is equals to 4y. So you either make x the subject or make y the subject. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to write x is equals to 4y over 3. So I let this be my equation 1. Okay. Next, they tell me the second information. They say 7 times the smaller number. So that means it's 7y. 7 times the smaller number is 17 more than 5 times the larger number. Don't bother about the 17 more first. Let's talk about 7 times the smaller number and 5 times the larger number. So it will look like that. Alright? So now they tell me that this side is 17 more. So actually you know that this side is bigger. Okay, this is important. This is not, because where you put your 17 is very critical. Correct? So by understanding the statement, it says that 7y is greater than 5x by 17. So I put a mouth there. Okay, so it means that either at the greater side you minus 15, or at the smaller side you plus, not 15, 17 to make it equal. So in this case, usually I don't like to use minus, but it doesn't matter. Like you put one side, you bring the other side, it also become minus. So this side is smaller, correct? This side is smaller. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to plus 17. Okay? So 7 times the smaller numbers is 17 more than 5 times this side. So just now this side was greater, so now it become equal. Okay? So now it become equal. Okay? So now this is my equation 2. So now I can say I'm going to sub equation 1 into equation 2. So equation 1 is replace the x. So 7y equals to 5x plus 17. So for this one, put it inside 4y over 3. So a lot of times students don't know how to manipulate this. So take note that you must know that this 5 belongs to the top. The 5 belongs to the top. So it will become 7y equals to 20y over 3 plus 17. Okay, then what do I do? Okay, since this is an equation, what I can do is I can times 3 throughout. So I multiply by 3 throughout. So 7y times 3 is 21y. 20y over 3 times 3 is just 20y. 17 times 3 is 68. So it's easy. So now 21y minus 20y equals to 68. Y equals to 68. So now you see the smaller number is 68. Hey, why is it that the y is mine? Yeah, I put wrongly just now. X is the larger number. I divide by 4. Smaller number I divide by 3. Correct? Cross over 3x equals to 4y. X equals to 4y over 3. 7 times the smaller number is 17 more than 5 times the larger number. Correct. Is it? Let me see. 17 times 3. Okay, thank you. I was like, yeah, why my smaller number become 68? Thanks for that. Correct, but why am I working? I go and put 68. Okay, so this one is 51. Okay, so this is 51. So now it makes sense. My smaller number is 51. Okay. Yeah, 17 times 3 is 51. Okay, then let's move on. Then after that, I find my x. My x will be 4y over 3, and that will give me 68. So it will be 451 divided by 3, 68. So now it makes sense. Okay, because I assign my x to be the larger number, my y to be smaller number, Okay, so therefore, you will say the two numbers are 51 and 68. So every time for problem sum, you always must write your statement. Don't just stop at x and y and just full stop. Okay. So that's all for this question. All good? Okay, let's move on to the next question. What thing 102? Okay, this one. Okay, forming number. Okay, that's very important. So I have explained in the past before, but it's an important concept that you all must know. So if I'm given 2 digits, cannot watch in full screen? Why cannot? What happened? Are you using the... Why you just found this account? Why? You never follow me? You follow me, then you will receive the alert that I started my live, ma. And Raphael, why you cannot watch the full screen? Are you using computer or not? Okay. Okay, let's proceed. Okay. So now I'm going to ask you. So I'm going to let this is the two digit number. Are you on the phone can see me? Hey, what happened? Okay, two numbers x and y. So I'm going to let the number sitting at the tens position be x and the numbers at the 1 position be y. Okay? Flip or tilt? Tilt your phone maybe. Okay, so now my question is, if let's say for example, okay, I put aside here, the concept here. If let's say the number 58, so the digit is 5 and 8, correct? So to form the number, you cannot just do 5 plus 8, because 5 plus 8 doesn't give you 58. Okay, 5 plus 8 give you 13, doesn't form you the number. So now with the digit, how do you form the number 58? Okay, so back to primary school. Okay, back to primary school, what's the value of the 5 in this number? What is the value of 5 in this number? Okay, what is the value of 5 in this number? It's sitting in the tens place, right? So the value of 5 is 50. Okay, is 50. This is only 2 digits. How can it be 10,000? Later the moderator block you, I don't know. Please be relevant to the question and don't try to disturb. Okay, so the value of the 5 in this number is 50. So actually, how do we get 50? So actually, it's because it's sitting in the tens position. So actually, we do the 5 times 10. Okay, then the value of the 8 is sitting in the ones position. So it's actually just 8 times 1. Okay, so we can see that if I add the two values of the 2 digits, it becomes the number. So it becomes 50 plus 8, and that's how we get 58. So you must know this concept. Okay, so you must know this concept. So now back to forming equation. Okay, back to forming equation. So over here, I let the x in the tens position. And then y sitting in the ones position. So they say that, okay, a 2-digit number is 4 out of 7 of the number formed by reversing its number. So let's form the normal number. Okay, so same thing, the value of x will be 10 times x. So it's 10x. Okay, the value of y will be y times 1, which is y. And if I add them together, this is actually the original number. Okay, so now if I'm going to flip, so because they say reversing the digit, it's just like 58, I reverse to become 85. So now how do you form the 85? It becomes 8 times 10 plus 5 times 1, correct? So it's the same thing. So now that means now it becomes 10 times y plus x times 1. So this is the reverse number. Okay, so this concept is very important. 10 is the value. Because you are sitting in the tens place, so it's 5 times 10. Okay? So now, look at this. They say that a 2-digit number is 4 out of 7. It means that my original number, 10x plus y, it is 4 units. Okay, then my 10y plus x, it is 7 units. You see that? 4 unit and 7 unit. Then you say, okay, I want to change them to both sides 1 unit. So divide by 4, divide by 7, then put equal. Correct? So this is how you form equation. Then both sides already single fraction, just cross multiply. So 7 times 10x plus y is equals to 4 times 10y plus x. Rainbow, 70x plus 7y is equals to 40y plus 4x. Okay, I'm going to throw everything to the left hand side. I mean x. 70x minus 4x is equals to 40y minus 7y. I will get 66x is equals to 33y. So x equals to 33y over 66. X equals to half y. So now this becomes my equation 1. Okay? This is Singapore Maths secondary school. This is taught in Sec 2, forming simultaneous equation. Okay, now we need to form the second equation. So it will be the second sentence. Now they say that when the number is increased by 2 times the sum of its digit. So the number means the original number. So it means that my original number is 10x plus y. They say that the original number is increased by. So that means it's plus 2 times the sum of the digit. This bracket x plus y is called the sum of its digit. 2 times means I just add a 2 there. Increase by, so I just add. And the 10x plus y is the original number. Okay, so 10x plus y plus this one is equals to 54. Okay, because you need to form equation. You see, one side is 4 unit, one side is 7 unit. You want to form equation, you make them equal, then it must be 1 unit, then you can say it's equal, ma? Correct or not? Okay, so far can? Then all I need to do is just open up and simplify. So 10x plus y plus 2x plus 2y equals to 54. 12x plus 3y equals to 54. Actually, just nice, I can divide by 3 to make it smaller. So it becomes 4x plus y equals to 27. Is it 27? Wait. 18, sorry. Okay, then this will be my equation 2. So I'm going to sub equation 1 into equation 2. Okay, so replace all the x to become half y. 4x plus y equals to 18. This will be half y. So 4 times half is 2. So it's 2y plus y equals to 18. 3y equals to 18. Y equals to 6. So my x is equals to half times 6, which is 3. And remember just now, we let x be the one at the tens place. Y is the ones place. So they ask you to find the number. You will say, therefore, the number is 36. Okay. Can? Oh, good. So remember to know how to form the number with the digit. This concept is very important, understand? Okay? Wait, I have a call. Okay, let's move on. This one is for Sec 2. Oh, good. Okay, I'm done with forming simultaneous equation. I just prepared 3 questions today. So next is to form quadratic equation. That one, I never put. Maybe 3-4 marks, I think. But the forming the number by the digit is a very important concept. Very important concept. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question. Okay, I think it's this one, problem sum quadratic equation. It depends on what kind of quadratic equation you have. If your quadratic equation is solving by factorization, then this is in a Sec 2. If the quadratic equation is using quadratic formula, whereby you need to round off to like 3SF or 2 decimal place, then that will be a Sec 3 questions. Okay? Okay, so now let's do this question. So a trader bought some vase for $400. He paid X dollar for each vase. Find in terms of X an expression for the number of vases bought by the trader. So spend $400, 1 is X dollars. So that means actually he bought 400 over X. So this is the, actually 1A. It's just 1 mark. This is only 1 mark. Okay, let's move on. Then they say, okay, then they say, due to an accident, okay, 5 vases were broken. So now he sold each of the remaining vases for $1 more than the amount that he paid for it. So write down an expression in terms of X for the sum of money he received from the sale of the vase. So first of all, you need to find out how many vases you are able to sell. Okay, because you have to, you broke 5 vases, correct? And just now we have 400 over X vases. That's the original, So the number of vases that you left is 400 over X minus 5. So this is the remaining number of vases. Then now you have to find out what is your selling price. My cost price, I will pay X dollar. Right? So they say that they sell it $1 more than the amount that he paid for. So that means I have to multiply X plus 1. So this is my selling price. $1 above the cost price. So this is the number of the vase. This is the selling price. And when you multiply them together, that will be the total amount of money that you collect. You understand? So in this part, you can just leave it in this form. You want to simplify, also can. Okay? Because anyway, later part, you will have to simplify this portion. So it depends. If let's say this question, you see 1 mark, you write this is good enough. But if you see 2 mark, then okay, you need to simplify a little bit more. Okay? But anyway, you cannot escape from simplifying it, because in the second part, they will ask you to form equation. Okay? So let's go behind and see. Now they tell you, okay, after he collect the amount of money, right, he made a profit of $185. So how do you form the equation? So let me just write down what I wrote in front just now. 400 over X minus 5 multiplied by X plus 1. This is the amount that I received. Okay, they say it make a profit of 185. So of course, common mistake is students say, oh, this one times this one equals to 185. But it's wrong. Okay, you didn't collect just 185. You make a profit of 185. Okay, you have already spent $400 at first. So definitely in order to make a profit, you must collect more than $400. You understand? So if they tell you that you make a profit of 185, it means that I collected 400 plus 185. Understand? So this is important. Okay, so then after that, of course, what I'm going to do is this side I can rainbow. This one times this one. So a lot of students say, how to rainbow when it's profit equals to cost price minus selling price? Wrong. The other way around. Profit equals to selling price minus cost price. Because if you put cost price minus selling price, means it's a loss. Because your cost price is higher than your selling price. Okay, so it should be the other way around. Profit is equals to selling price minus cost price. Why cannot just put 400 plus 185? Didn't I put 400 plus 185? It's okay. At least now you understand. Okay? So now, 400 over x times x. How am I going to do? Because I'm doing rainbow, right? So 400 over x times x is actually like that. So actually you just cancel the xx. So that means the first rainbow is actually 400. Okay? And then after that, this one times this one. So this one times this one is just plus 400 over x. And then after that, this one times this one. So it's just minus 5x. And then this one times this one. So it's just minus 5 equals to 585. Okay, so I'm going to put 400 over x minus 5x. So the number will be plus 400 minus 5 minus 585 equals to 0. So 400 over x minus 5x. Number, it will be, this is 400. 400 minus 5 minus 585. So I get minus 190 equals to 0. So then, after that, okay, times x throughout, because I want to make it flat. So because my denominator got x, so you just multiply by x throughout. So I get 400 minus 5x squared minus 190x equals to 0. So rearrange, minus 5x squared minus 190x plus 400 equals to 0. So look at the equation they asked me to form. It's x squared. So now it's minus 5x squared. So I'm going to divide by negative 5 throughout. So x squared plus 38x minus 80 equals to 0. So happily right, shown. Okay? Okay, so all those who have learned this topic, have you understand? I'm assuming those who say don't even understand or blah blah blah, you're not even in this level. If you're not in this level, then please don't just disturb. I'm teaching Sec 2 topics. Forming equation for simultaneous equation and quadratic equation. Okay? All good. Can I move on? So next part is to say solve the equation. Solving equation in this case is easy because this is under Sec 2. So it's using factorization to solve it. Okay? So I will write x squared plus 38x minus 80 equals to 0. So factorize. Okay? So it will be x squared minus 80 plus 38x. So it will be x and x. Okay? Let's see how we're going to break this minus 80. So I will have 40 and minus 4 and 40. Cross, I have 40, this is plus 40x minus 4x. Okay, right, wrong? Alamak, this is 2, not 2, sorry. 2 and 2x. So check. Okay, x times x, x squared. Minus 2 times positive 40 minus 80. This side is plus. So minus 2x plus 40x gives me plus 38x, which is correct. So that means this is x minus 2 and this is x plus 40. So you will have x minus 2 equals to 0 or x plus 40 equals to 0. So you have x equals to 2, x equals to negative 40. Okay, take note kids, they only ask you to solve this equation. Although the x doesn't make sense here, negative, you don't reject here. Do not reject here. Do not reject here. So then they ask the last part. They ask you to find the number of vase sold by the trader. So how many vase did he sold? In the terms of expression was 400 over x minus 5, remember? So now, because my x is 2 or x is negative 40, and what is x? X, to recall back, x represents how much he paid for the vase. So it doesn't make sense to have minus 40. Then you reject it under part D. Only reject under part D. Do not reject it under this part. Because this part is like a standalone question. They're only asking you to solve the equation. They haven't used the x, so you will accept both. Understand? So this part got 2 answers. Over here, that means, I'm going to use my x equals to 2. So it will be 400 over 2 minus 5. 200 minus 5, so it's 195 vase. Done. The equation but in solve. Ultraman method. What is Ultraman method? You mean the cross method? I don't think this one is applicable for normal tech, but normal, acad, and express, all these apply. Sure, for solving quadratic equation, can use quadratic formula. Yes, you can. But so I'm going to state here. So at the side here, because this question can solve by using quadratic, by using factorization. But let's say you know how to use quadratic formula. You also can use it. So I'm going to put at the side here using quadratic formula. So quadratic formula, most of the school teach during Sec 3. Yes, this is a Sec 2 question. So quadratic formula means, okay, I'm going to write the equation first. X squared plus 38x minus 80 equals to 0. So my A is 1, my B is 38, and my C is minus 80. So my quadratic equation, my quadratic formula will be x equals to minus b plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So it becomes minus 38 plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, and of course the calculator, you can press this one. Okay, the plus minus means what? The plus minus means you do one with the plus and you do one with the minus, and you end up having 2 values. And that's where you get 2 or negative 40. At Sec 3, then learn this one, Sec 2 equation. Quadratic equation by factorization is learned in Sec 2. Quadratic equation by quadratic formula is learned in Sec 3. Okay, so you can choose either one when you already know quadratic formula. Yes, different school, different topic. The school sequence, the topic sequence is always different for different school. But it's around the same. Just jumble up here and there. Eventually, O level or N level, you will take the same exam. We're just learning this. Okay? No, both learn in Sec 3. Sec 2, this one wasn't in our syllabus one. What? Are we is in which level? No lah. Sec 2, you already learn how to solve quadratic equation. But of course, some school maybe they go and maybe they will think that okay, quadratic equation, since going to learn quadratic formula, they're going to throw it to the Sec 3 and teach all together. Also can. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question. Normal tech. Okay, to be honest, okay, I've just, if you see my TikTok post, you will see that I have done the paper 1 for normal tech. I haven't done the paper 2 for normal tech. So I haven't find out what what parts of topic are not included in normal tech yet, okay? But normal acad and express is about the same lah. Okay, now let's go to question 2. Okay, the cost price of X bag is $108. Write down an expression in terms of X for the cost of each bag. So you have the number of bags is X number of bags. So 108, so just take the total amount that you have paid for the bags, divide by the number of bags that you buy, and that will be the price for one bag. Okay, and that will be for part A, and that's only 1 mark. That's only 1 mark. Okay, next. Now they say out of the X bag, okay, 5 of them were sold for a total of $90. 5 of them were sold, total of $90. And the rest at a loss of $2 per bag. Okay, write down and simplify an expression in terms of X for the total amount in dollars received from the sale of the X bag. So break them up, see the total amount that you receive. You see, you have X number of bags. So if you already sold 5, that means the balance remaining bags is X minus 5. X minus 5. These X minus 5 bags, okay, these X minus 5 bags is sold at a loss of $2 per bag. So what is loss of $2? Your cost price is this, 108 over X, agree? So if I buy it at 108 over X dollar, okay, if I sell it at 108 over X dollar, means that no loss, no gain. I just break even. But now it is saying that it is making a loss of $2. So it means that I need to sell it at, it will be selling at 108 over X minus 2. Okay, if you're selling at a loss, means you are selling below the cost price. Understand? You are selling it below the cost price. This concept is very important. I emphasize why? Because this is things that you do, things that you will use in real life. Cost price, selling price, loss, profit, all these things. Okay. So this is the amount that I receive from the X minus 5 bag. But don't forget, you have 5 bags, not say you don't sell them. You did sell them, and you sell them in a total of $90. So the total amount that you receive is not just this. Don't forget to plus 90 as well. These first 2 brackets, when I multiply, is the amount that I receive for the X minus 5 number of bags. Then the $90 is the 5 bags that are sold for a total of $90. Understand? So with this, of course, we need to simplify a bit. So we're going to rainbow again. So this one times this one, just now I've taught you all, so it's just 108. This one times this one is minus 2x. This one times this one is, wait okay, this is 540 minus 540 over x. And then the last one is this one times this one, so it's plus 10 plus 90. Okay, so let's simplify. So I have minus 2x minus 540 over x. The number we can simplify. So it will be 108 plus 10 plus 90, and that will give us plus 208. So this will be the amount that I receive in total after I sell all the bag. Okay, so next we're going to form equation already. Okay, so this is, remember this expression, this will be the amount that I receive in total. Okay, so now let's move on. Okay, they say, okay, the profit made from selling all the bags is 22 altogether. Again, they give you the word profit. Okay, so remember, it's not collecting just 22. If it's profit 22, means that I have to add the amount that I have spent earlier on. So let's write out just now the expression that I write here. So I have minus 2x minus 540x plus 208. This is the total amount that I received. Okay. My profit is $22. I spent initially $108. So that means I actually received $108 plus 22. So now let's simplify again. So all this I'm going to throw it to the left hand side. So I have minus 2x minus 540 over x. The number, I will take 208 minus 108 minus 22 equals to 0. So 208 minus 108 plus minus 22, I have 78. So I have minus 2x minus 540 over x plus 78 equals to 0. So you can see that, oh, okay, I have a denominator x. So I'm going to thumb x throughout. Multiply by x throughout. So I get minus 2x squared minus 540 plus 78x equals to 0. So don't stop there, of course, because they are supposed to prove to be this equation. You can see that this is x squared. So I'm going to divide by negative 2 throughout. Divide by negative 2 throughout. So I get x squared plus 270 minus 39x equals to 0. Of course, shift a bit. X squared minus 39x plus 270 equals to 0. So, you see, it's exactly the same now. So, happily right shown. Done. Can? So, this is how you form the equation for this part. Okay, then they say, okay, now they say if the price of each bag is less than $5, solve the equation. So now I'm going to solve it. X squared minus 39x plus 270 equals to 0. So factorize it. I have x minus 30, x minus 9 equals to 0. X minus 30 equals to 0, which is x equals to 30. X minus 9 equals to 0, which is x equals to 9. So some students ask, then they give me this information for what? It is because x represent what? My x represent the x bag. My cost price is 108 over x. So what I do is, I'm going to do 108 over 30. And I get $3.60. Over here, I take 108 over 9. I get $12. So actually, I have two answers. But because of the first statement, they tell me that the cost price of the bag is less than $5. So I will reject the $12. You will reject, and answer is $3.60. Is the last step factorization? Yes, factorization using cross method. Same thing, you want to use quadratic formula also can go ahead. You will still get the same answer. You will still get x equals to 30 and x equals to 9. So you still work them out on both sides. 108 over x. So this part is I did 108 over x. 108 over x. It's just using two different x to find what's the cost price. Because this is cost price. Okay? This is cost price. Okay? So we are done with this part. Okay, we have two more questions. Question 3 and question 4. Okay, a non-hybrid car use X liters of fuel to travel 800 km. Okay, a hybrid use 8 liters of fuel lesser, this is lesser, than a non-hybrid car to travel the same distance. So they say, okay, find in terms of X the amount of fuel used by the hybrid car to travel 800 km. This is very straightforward because non-hybrid use X liter, hybrid use 8 liter less. So it's simply just X minus 8 liters. Done. Very straightforward. It's only 1 mark. Okay, next. They say, okay, find in terms of X the rate of fuel consumption. And this is very kind. They give you km per liter. In other words, you know that you're going to use distance divided by the liters. Hello. Okay, you're going to use The Jestan. The Jestan is my sister. I was thinking, the must look familiar. Okay, so look at the unit, you can see km per liter. So you know you're taking distance divided by the liter. So for the non-hybrid, it is using x liter and 800 lah. So you just take 800 divided by x. That's all. So it's km per liter. So this is just 1 mark, so it's just like that lah. Okay. Next, hybrid car. Hybrid car is, they are traveling the same distance, which is 800. So you will do 800 over x minus 8. Okay, x minus 8. Again, km per liter. So this is, usually the first few parts is guiding you to find out what are the expressions that you need to form the equation. Okay, this expression they ask you to form, there's a reason. Later you will use them. Okay, let's move on to forming the equation. Now they tell you, okay, the rate of fuel consumption by the hybrid car is 5 km per liter better than the non-hybrid car. So form an equation. So what does it mean by better? So now I have this, you see, I have this 800 over x. I also have this 800 over x minus 8. So common mistake is students don't know whether to use this one minus this one or this one minus this one. You know, it is very important to decide which one minus which one. You have to decide which one is the larger number. Okay, you have to know which one is the larger number. Okay, any idea which one is the larger number? Is it the left hand side is the larger number, or is it the right hand side the larger number? Okay, you have to decide which one is the larger number. How, which one is the larger number? Okay, let's say you cannot visualize. Let's randomly put an x inside. So let's say I put x is 10. Now 800 over 10 and 800 over 10 minus 8, which is 2. Which one is the larger number? 800 divided by 10 is a larger number, or 800 divided by 2 is a larger number? Okay, so common mistake is this. Students always cannot analyze which one is a larger number. So you can actually just randomly sub an x and then find out which expression is a larger number. So answer is the right hand side is the larger number. Because you divide by a smaller number, so if you divide by a smaller number, you get a larger integer. Okay, so in this case, I have found out that the right hand side is larger. So what we're going to do is, we will know that we will have to say, okay, the large number minus the smaller number is equals to 5. Okay, I'm supposed to combine into a single fraction. So now my denominator is x minus 8 and x. So I'm going to put x times x minus 8. So that means 800 must multiply by x, and 800 must multiply by x minus 8, equals to 5 over 1. Okay, so let's simplify. So it will be 800x minus 800x plus 6400 over x and x minus 8 equals to 5 over 1. So just nice, the 800 minus 800 disappear. So if I cross multiply, I get 5x, x minus 8 equals to 6400. So let's open up. I have 5x squared minus 40x minus 6400 equals to 0. Look at the equation, it's 1x squared. So I can just divide by 5 throughout. I get x squared minus 8x minus 1280 equals to 0. Shown. So kids, during exam, if touch wood, you cannot form the equation, please continue to do the last two parts. Because you already have the equation there, you're able to solve. Okay, so usually students, the first two parts where I form the expression should be no issue. Then after that, forming equation, they stuck. Then everything they never do already. But if you are stuck at the forming equation, you still can do the solving part. You understand? And then you can, after you solve already, you can use the X to do the last part. So you don't lose the last two parts marks. Understand? Okay, so of course, I hope that you'll be able to form the equation by now. Okay, so now after that, you're supposed to solve the equation. So x squared minus 8x minus 1280 equals to 0. Okay, where's my answer? So I will have x minus 40, x plus 32 equals to 0. So x equals to 40 or x equals to negative 32. And then let's think back. See which one is the one that you need to reject. But again, don't reject there. My x was supposed to be the liters. So it's the petrol. So it cannot be negative, but do not reject part D. So you accept both answer in part D. Okay. Then in part E, they said find the fuel consumption rate by the hybrid car. So our hybrid car, it was 800 over x minus 8. 800 over x minus 8. And I'm going to reject the negative 32. So at this side, you will say x equals to negative 32, reject. Reject it under this part because you're going to use the x. Then over here, you will take 800 over 40. Take the 40 minus 8. So in the end, you will get 25 km per liter. Okay? So that's the answer for this part. Oh, good. Okay, we're going to go to the last question. Speed time graph. Sorry, not speed time graph. I mean distance, speed, and time using the DST. Okay, so before I go to the last question, okay, so don't forget that the PDF worksheet is going to be uploaded to the Telegram channel. So don't forget to join my Telegram channel. Go to my bio, click on the last button. Easily you can join my Telegram channel. Okay, and then the TikTok replay, it will be uploaded to the YouTube channel. Please go to my bio again, second last button, you can go to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, you can see all my past TikTok live as well as some other math videos in there. Okay, and if you are interested in having Teacher Kangie as your tuition teacher, you can also click on the first button on my bio and then go and find out more from there. Don't anyhow press. Recently I got one student, don't know what, they go and press already, then contact already. Then after that they text and say, oh, press wrong, sorry, press wrong, sorry. Okay, Teacher Kangie is already very busy. Please don't make me more busy. Okay. Okay, so again, I need to highlight that mine is online Zoom, online teaching. Okay, so if you are looking for die must look for a physical tutor that teach you face to face. I'm not suitable, so don't contact. I'm only doing online teaching. Okay, and mine is individualized. So I don't individualized means that I will arrange my lesson plan according to what you need. Okay, it's still a group setting, but it is according to what you need. Okay, that means you are weak at this topic, I will do this topic. You are weak at that topic, I will do that topic. Okay, it will not be like teaching a general topic to everyone. Like now, TikTok Live, I'm teaching a general topic to everyone, right? But of course, for my tuition is different. Tuition is you come in, I assess. You weak in this one, I teach you this one. You weak in this one, I teach you this one. Okay. Hi, I meet school students from Malaysia. Nice to meet you, teacher. Hello. I think Malaysia, some of the topics are also overlap with Singapore syllabus as well. I think here and there you should be able also to catch some concept that you'll be able to apply on your Malaysia math, right? Can you do construction and scale factor one day? You mean the perpendicular bisector and the geometrical construction, is it? I think my TikTok video in the past I did before leh. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. For those who are listening in who forgot to follow me, please remember to follow my account. Okay, so that when I do my TikTok live or post any math videos, you will be updated. Okay, so let's proceed to the last question for the night. Okay, Leslie. Yes, I have. Actually, I have quite a lot of questions that I did, math questions, in my YouTube channel as well as my TikTok post. Okay, there are a lot of gems there. It's only a matter of whether you all want to take the effort to go and search for all those topics. Okay, for those who are lazy to search for the topics, okay, like just sign up for my tuition, and after that I will plan everything for you. Okay, so Leslie traveled a distance of 150 km in a time of T hours on his journey from one town to another. Write down the average speed. So must always remember this triangle DST. So they want to find the speed. Means I'm going to take the total distance divided by the total time taken. So total distance is 150. The time taken is T hours. So it's just 150 over T. And then this is km per hour. Okay, again 1 mark is just forming the expression. Next, they say, okay, Leslie reduced his average speed by 15 km per hour. He will take 30 minutes more to complete the same journey. Form an equation in T and show that it reduced to blah blah blah. Okay, I tell you, a lot of students confirm blur one. Just, only this one and tell me this information. How to form? How to form? Okay, take a step at a time. First, initially it takes T hours, right? Now, if he change his speed, it will take 30 minutes. So let's find out what is the new speed first. The initial speed is 150 over T, km per hour. This is the new old speed. Then they say reduce his speed by 15. Reduce means it's slower, means you minus it. So that means my new speed now is 150 over T minus 15. This is my new speed. This is my new speed. This is still forming quadratic equation, okay, but it's using DST. That means using distance, speed, and time. So this is my new speed. What's my new time? Okay, if I'm going to use my new speed, I will take 30 minutes more. Initially, I take T hours. Please, don't put T plus 30, That's the common things that students did, But you must know that T is hour, 30 is minutes. So you cannot just plus them together. You need to change them accordingly, So you cannot write plus 30. You must plus 30 over 60. Take note, 30 minutes need to change it to hour, which is 30 over 60. Why is it over 60? Because 1 hour is 60 minutes. So to simplify, it becomes T plus half. So it means that if I use the new speed, my new time will be T plus half hour. They are still traveling, he is still traveling 150. So come back to this triangle. To find the distance, I take speed times time, correct? Speed times time. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to take my new speed, multiply by my new time. It will be the same distance, which is 150. So this is equals to 150. So now you have formed the equation. Now the question is, how are you going to chill off topic, how to change seconds to hours? Okay, very easy. Let's say, for example, at the side, if I put 6, okay, I must put other numbers. Okay, let's say 5,000. 5,000 seconds. Okay. 5,000 seconds. How do you change to hour? Step by step, Because we know 1 minute is 60, right? So I change it to minute first. So So you do 5,000 divided by 60. This is changing it to minutes. Agree? Again, 1 hour got 60 minutes. Then you want to change to hour, divide by 60 again. So this 5,000 over 60, you divide by 60 again. And that will give you in terms of hours. You understand? So in short, it means that 5,000 you divide by 3,600. Because 60 times 60 is 3,600. Okay, it's the same thing. So this is just an additional thing that student asked on how to convert second to hour. Yes. Okay. So now let's see. Now is I have formed this equation. Now is how am I going to simplify? So we're going to do the rainbow thing again. So this one times this one, it will give me 150. This one times this one, okay, it will give me plus 150 over 2t. This one times this one will give me minus 15t. This one times this one will give me minus, okay, 15 times half. You can do 15 times half, it gives you 15 over 2. So it's minus 15 over 2 equals to 150. Okay, let's simplify it a bit. Okay, I'm going to put 150 over 2t minus 15t. Okay, see the number? I have 150. I have minus 15 over 2. And this 150 bring over become minus 150. So in the end, I get minus 15 over 2 equals to 0. Okay, so now I'm going to make it flat. So I'm going to multiply by 2t throughout because the LCM is 2t. So times 2t throughout, I get 150 minus 30t square and minus 30 equals to 0. No, cancel the 2, I should have 15 only. 15t. Okay? Rearrange, I have minus 30t square minus 15t plus 150 equals to 0. Look at the equation. It is 2t squared. So I will divide by negative 15. So I get 2t squared plus t minus 10 equals to 0. Shown. Okay? So I have shown this part, and the last part will be to solve it. So 2t squared plus t minus 10 equals to 0. Pretty easy. So I'm going to use the factorization. So I have 2t plus 5. I will have t minus 2 equals to 0. T equals to minus 5 over 2 or t equals to 2. And remember my t is hours. So of course I will reject this one, but not reject here. Reject at later part. So now they ask you to find the original speed. And what was our original speed? It was 150 over t. So now t equals to minus 5 over 2, I will reject. T equals to 2, I will use it. So 150 divided by 2, so it's 75 km per hour. So this is my original speed. Okay, so we are done for the day. Yay, hey, hey.